Hello Year 2s, I'm Mrs Crowther and I'm going to be one of your teachers when you start in Year 3 at St Nick's. I can't wait to see you all. Unfortunately at the moment we all are staying in our houses and we can't see each other, but hopefully we'll be able to meet very soon. And for now I'm going to read you a story and then we can send you a video so that you know what I look like. And the story I'm going to read you, I think you'll probably recognise the story a little bit, but it might be slightly different to the one you know. And it's called The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. Once upon a time there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was grey, and the third was white. One day her mother called the three little wolves round her and said, "My children, it is time for you to go out in the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big, bad pig." "Don't worry, mother, we'll watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. Here is the kangaroo pushing his wheelbarrow full of bricks. The very next day the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden when they saw the big bad pig coming, and they ran inside the house and locked the door. So here are the three little wolves playing croquet in their lovely house in the background. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but the house didn't fall down. Here's a very funny picture of the big pig trying to blow the house down. But the pig wasn't called the big bad pig for nothing. He went and fetched his sledgehammer and he knocked the house down. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. Look at their house. "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of concrete. And there he is, Mr. Beaver, with his concrete. No sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the three little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden when they saw the big bad pig coming. They ran inside their house and shut the door. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, but their chinny chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. So this is what a pneumatic drill looks like. "We shall build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined. Just then they saw a lorry coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armour plates and heavy metal padlocks. "Please will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armour plates, and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros who was driving the lorry. "Sure," said the rhinoceros, and gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armour plates and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, because he was a generous, kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt very relaxed and absolutely safe. The next day the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door and locked all the 67 padlocks. The pig pressed the video entrance phone and said, Frightened little wolves with the trembling chins, let me in. No, 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 said the wolves. By the hairs on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed, and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the big pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He bought some dynamite, laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and the house blew up. That's all that's left of the little pig's house. We can see the wolves here, though, don't worry. The little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We'll have to try something different. But what? At that moment, they saw a flamingo bird coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. Please, will you give us some flowers? Asked the little wolves. With pleasure, said the flamingo bird, and gave them lots of flowers, so the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. There's their beautiful house being made, look. I can't imagine that the pig's going to be able to stay out of that one, though. Looks like he'd be able to blow it down straight away. One wall was of marigolds, one wall of daffodils, one wall of pink roses, and one wall of cherry blossom. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in the fridge. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed in the wind, but it was very beautiful. Next day, the big, bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the little wolves had built. He rang the bluebell and said, Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in. No, 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 said the three little wolves. By the hairs on our chinny chin chin, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, said the pig. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelt the soft scent of the flowers. It was fantastic. Because the scent took his breath away, the pig took another breath, and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper, till he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart became tender, and he realised how horrible he'd been in the past. In other words, he became a big, good pig. He started to sing and dance the tarantella. Here is a very funny picture of the pig after he smelt all those lovely flowers doing a dance. Look. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried, thinking that it might be a trick, but they soon realised that the pig had truly changed. So they came running out of the house. They introduced themselves and started playing games with him. First, they played pig pong and then piggy in the middle. And when they were all tired, they invited him into the house. They offered him china tea and strawberries and wolfberries and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted, and they all lived happily together ever after. That's the final picture. So this version of the story has a much happier ending than the traditional story of the three little pigs, doesn't it? They all become friends in the end. Hopefully, when you start at St Nick's, you'll all have lots of friends and we'll all have a really nice time. So I can't wait to meet you all. Enjoy your summer, and I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.